Well, I mean, if you look specific to Jammu and Kashmir, there's nothing. Considering the scale of the problems that we face, we have amongst the highest levels of unemployment in the country. Development-wise, we have gone backwards. Investment is promised, but we don't see it on the ground anywhere. Today, people are screaming for water and for electricity. So the sum total of our problems in Jammu and Kashmir increase, but commitment from the government of India is absent. As far as a holistic all India view, I think this is the first time we are seeing coalition compulsions on government of India. We haven't seen this for the last 10 years. For a while we were wondering whether the Prime Minister would treat this as a coalition or whether he would still try to act as if it's a single party government. With the budget, it's become very apparent that this is a coalition government, not a BJP government. And that's why perhaps the share that other states should have got and rightfully got has gone to Bihar and Andhra Pradesh. And the net result of that is that chief ministers representing important states like Tamil Nadu, Himachal Pradesh and others will not be attending the Niti Aayog meeting that will be chaired by the Prime Minister. Coalition compulsions.
So even the opposition has said that this budget is for to save the chair, Kursi Bachao budget. So do you agree with it?
Well, I mean, it's obvious. It's very clear that this government is paying for the support of Chandrababu Naidu and Nitish Kumar's parties. And it's being paid for with our tax money. States' legitimate share is being denied to them so that two states can get money and the Prime Minister can continue to lead this coalition. It is nothing but coalition Bachao budget.
So, LG sir today said that this budget is for poor people and it will help in flourishing tourism in Kashmir. But the situation that we see today is contrary to that.
There's nothing in this budget for tourism, and I wonder how much in this budget is there for the poor. I know, I have all sympathies for the LG. He probably hasn't read the budget. उनको दिल्ली से talking points आ गए होंगे कि आपने ये कहना है और उन्होंने रटा दिया वहाँ पे. That's how it is. Otherwise, LG साहब से आप जरा पूछे ना इस बजट में है क्या, जम्मू कश्मीर के लिए क्या है, टूरिज्म के लिए खास इसमें क्या रखा हुआ है और जम्मू कश्मीर के गरीबों के लिए क्या रखा हुआ है. जरा एलजी साहब हमें बताने की तकलीफ करें. वो टॉकिंग पॉइंट्स जो दिल्ली से आए उनको एक साइड छोड़ दीजिए. yesterday I saw a video, probably your agency only, of a minister who had to give the reaction of his ministry to this budget, and the poor chap couldn't even look up at the camera because he had to read. He didn't even know what his own ministry was getting in the budget. So he was just looking down and reading what he was getting. Same is the state of our LG.
So LG sir also said that the situation in Kashmir is going to get normal in the coming months. So do you agree?
अरे हमें कश्मीर की इतनी परवाह नहीं है जितनी हमें जम्मू की है आज.
Jammu का ही, like the terror attacks, series of terror attacks that are happening.
Look, if wishing made it possible, then it would be so. LG Saab is wishing that situation. But considering that his government is responsible for the situation as it is, so long as he and his people around him remain where they are, there will be no improvement. They are the ones who are responsible for the deterioration in Jammu. They have been careless. They have been lax. The security grid has been weakened. The anti-militancy, anti-terror grid has been weakened in Jammu, and we are paying the price for it.
So we've been constantly hearing that with the abolition of Article 370, the situation in Kashmir changed, everything changed, things became normal. So, how do you
See, the normalcy is in as much as when things are abnormal, they don't get reported. Now, take for example this major stone pelting incident that took place in North Kashmir the other day because people were protesting for water. The police had to open fire. They used tear gas. Other than maybe one odd newspaper, who reported it? Now, this was a major incident of stone pelting that took place. But it went unreported because the government wants to convince you that everything is normal, everything is peaceful, there are no protests. But when the protests happen, they go unreported. That is our normalcy today.
So the Supreme Court also said that there is no need of re-exam of NEET, and it also said that there was no breach in the examination. So what do you have
Look,
to say?
I don't have access to any information that would lead me to believe that the Supreme Court judgment is wrong. The Supreme Court had access and was provided all the information by those who conducted the exam and by those who alleged that mass wrong took place. I believe that the Supreme Court, having looked at all the information available to them, has given a judgment. We should accept that. They have not cancelled the exam, and I think under the circumstances, perhaps that's the best for these youngsters who otherwise would have lost more than a year in having to then reappear. Some of them may not have even been able to reappear. So चलिए जो हुआ सो हुआ.
So also, Kawar Yatra pe, just like people were told, Muslims especially, to reflect the names on the boards. So ऐसा we don't get to see the.
देखिए ना, उनकी दुकानों पे आपको एतराज है, चलिए कोई बात नहीं. लेकिन जब यही कांवरियां कनाल में डूबते हुए नजर आते हैं तो उनको बचाने के लिए एक हिंदू और एक मुसलमान पानी में उतर जाते हैं. उस वक्त ये क्यों नहीं कहते ना आप कि नहीं, हमें सिर्फ हिंदू बचाएगा, हमें मुसलमान नहीं बचाएगा, मुसलमान हमें पानी से नहीं निकाले. दुकानों पे एतराज है, लेकिन जब जान बचानी होती है तब आपको कोई एतराज नहीं होता. अच्छा चलिए, कांवर के यात्रा है, उसमें आप कहते हो कि मुसलमानों की दुकानों पे खरीदारी नहीं होनी चाहिए, चलिए कोई बात नहीं. जब आप अमरनाथ जी की यात्रा के लिए आते हो, आप मुसलमानों के कंधों पे बैठ के वो यात्रा करते हो. जिस पालकी में आप उन पहाड़ों को पार करते हो, वो पालकी किसके कंधों पे है? यहां के मुसलमानों के. जिन घोड़ों पे आप चढ़ के यात्रा मुकम्मल करते हो, वो घोड़ा, उस घोड़े की लगाम किसके हाथ में है? यहां के मुसलमानों के. अगर आपको मुसलमानों के खिलाफ इतना है तो मेहरबानी करके अपनी पालकी भी लाइए ना, अपने घोड़े भी लाइए, अपने टैक्सी और बस भी लाइए. जब आप माता वैष्णो देवी की यात्रा करने आते हो तो आपके पिट्ठू, आपके घोड़े वाले, आपके पालकी उठाने वाले हैं कौन? अरे ना, हमारे कंधों पे ये यात्रा होती है और हम उफ तक नहीं करते. हम तो कहते हैं ना, जितने ज्यादा आप आओगे उतनी हम खुशी महसूस करेंगे. हम तो कहते हैं अब हमें और मौका दे दीजिए, हम आपकी यात्रा जो है कामयाब करेंगे. लेकिन एक तरफ से हमारा देखिए ना तरीका, और दूसरी तरफ से इन लोगों का तरीका देखिए. फर्क इतना है, हम फिरका परस्त लोग नहीं हैं. हम ये जानते हैं कि इनकी यात्रा करने से हमारे मजहब पे कोई हमें कोई कमजोरी नहीं होगी, उल्टा हमें शायद इसका सवाब भी मिलेगा. लेकिन ये लोग फिरका परस्त लोग हैं. ये हर चीज में जो है मजहबी लड़ाई पैदा करते हैं. अच्छा हुआ कि सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने इनको जम के कस के थप्पड़ मारा. शायद दोबारा इस तरह ऑर्डर निकालने से पहले ये 10 बार सोचेंगे.
So do you think ये ऐसे orders निकालने से there is this divide is created?
Now,
People.
they will try and create, people will bridge the divide themselves. जिन लोगों ने 400 सीटों की बात की, उनकी गाड़ी 240 पे रुकी. क्यों? क्योंकि लोगों ने ये इस चीज को कबूल नहीं किया. अरे जिस यूपी में इन्होंने ये ऑर्डर निकाला, उस चीफ मिनिस्टर को पहले तो इस्तीफा देना चाहिए था. उसने बीजेपी की क्या हालत की वहां पे. आधे से ज्यादा सीटों पे तो उनकी हार हुई. जहां पे उन्होंने मंदिर बनाया, जिस मंदिर को उन्होंने दुनिया भर में बेचा, जिस मंदिर के लिए उन्होंने यहां से लोग कंसेशन पे बसों में भर भर के वहां पहुंचाए, वहां तक की सीट वो जीत नहीं सके। अब नफरत आप एक हद तक इस्तेमाल कर सकते हो, उसके बाद इसका आपको खमियाजा भुगतना पड़ता है।